These fellas here are traditional type throwing sticks that the old people would have used there. These are, we call them burrigan around this area, or Kylie killer stick. They're made of hardwood, and these ones are black wattle. So they've shaped perfectly to fly horizontal to the ground in a straight line. And the object of these fellas is to basically injure or maim an animal till the other fellas put a couple of spears into it in the old times. But if these fellas here hit you in the leg, they'll definitely break a bone. These fellas fly horizontal to the ground. This couple here go about 25 to 35 metres, but I've got a few that'll go 90 to 100 metres straight. So basically they've got a rounded leading edge and a tapered trailing edge, so they're very aerodynamic. They're basically an airfoil, like a surfboard fin or an airplane wing. The leading edge is thicker and it's tapered back over your trailing edge. These fellas here, they've got a bit of a kink in them as well, and that keeps them horizontal to the ground in their flight path, slightly different to a returning boomerang. So the hunting sticks traditionally all over Australia, the ancestors had all different shaped ones there, all different tribes and mobs. They might have had a much longer leading wing and a shorter trailing wing up here. And they may have been thicker for hunting fish and maybe thin down the bottom here. They're a multi-purpose tool, basically they're equivalent to a Swiss Army knife in the old days. They had so many uses. They used them for music, for hunting, fighting, digging, moving the food around in the fire there. You want to use a utensil to flip your meat over, scrape your coals around, smacking the kids. You can even get yourself a wife with one of those. So very shortly I'm going to demonstrate one of these.
Okay then, mate.
Okay. These fellas here, contemporary type returning boomerangs. So they're thrown vertically to the ground and they fly in a curved flight path and come back to the thrower. The killer ones that I just showed you throw directly into the wind. These fellas here you throw at 45 degrees to the right of the wind if you're right-handed, to the left of the wind if you're left-handed. This is the size I teach people with, little 16-inch ones. Very easy to throw. If you can throw a ball or a stick, you can throw one of these. They go about 15 metres. Then the bigger ones here, they go about 20 metres. Very accurate. But these type of boomerangs were used traditionally in the old days by the old people, basically to trick animals. So they'd scare them with these little ones, and then they'd hit them with the big heavy hunting sticks and the spears. So they were a bait basically, or a lure. Scare the animal out, flush them out. And moving on to some of the other modern day gear also that I make and have here. Tri-blade ones that you catch on your finger. They come and fly around there and float down like that. Different shaped ones that go further and have different, I call all these type ones are performance boomerangs. They takes a long time to make and they can break pretty easy. But these are very durable and they'll go in the water and everything. And they're easy to paint too. So we're going to have a throw of these very shortly. With mine I paint the top or the convex side, and the flat side should always be away from you like that. So the painted side is towards your chest. Okay, put your hand down the bottom tip there, hold it pretty firm. When you let it go you want to flick it with your fingers so it spins end over end like that. Okay, so you start off, get your wind direction coming from right in front of you there to your face, and you put your left foot into the wind and bend your knees a little bit, and you put your left hand up to give yourself balance, and just like throwing a stick there. So if the wind's coming at 12 o'clock straight at my face, always throw it to the right 45 degrees, and That's 130. When you bring the boomerang back behind your head, you're going to release it just above your head there, about that height. Keep the boomerang vertical like this, but with a little bit of layover, about 10 to 15 degrees. So when you bring it back like that, it's going to be that angle, but into to the right of the wind.
Go. Very